Okay, welcome YouTube. This is the Velvet Locks with an update video on home detox foot treatment. Today what I'm going to do with my model's feet is an antiseptic tub bath. Now what I did was, in some water I added some liquid Dettol, and I added 1 cup of the liquid Dettol. I also put in 1 cup of the hydrogen peroxide, and I also put in 1 cup of the original Listerine. Alright, so what I want my model to do is stick his feet inside the water. So he's just going to sit there and soak, and this is something that you can actually just leave out. Every day soak your feet for maybe 10-15 minutes. But this is a nice way to give yourself a daily antiseptic tub bath. The fungus on the nail detox, this is what we are focusing on today. So what I've been doing for a month now, I made a tea tree oil and jojoba oil concoction. The majority of it is jojoba oil, and I put like 1 teaspoon of tea tree oil, and you mix it up. And being that this is a dropper, this was perfect. And every day my model will put some of this on his toenail, all around on the top part, underneath the toenail, in the toenail, and let it stay on for like 10 minutes. Then after the 10 minutes, he would use a toothbrush, and that's what you're gonna have to do. Get a toothbrush just for your toes. Use an old toothbrush, and after the 10 minutes, he would scrub his toenail and remove a lot of the fungus. So this is why we have the tub bath going on right now, just to loosen up his feet, loosen up whatever hardness might be going on, loosen up the stuff underneath his toenails, and makes it a lot easier when we do our next step. All right, so we'll be back. All right, YouTube, welcome back. Now my model has soaked for about 15 minutes in this wonderful concoction that I made of all antiseptic properties. And this is wonderful. You must try this. A nice Dettol foot soak. OMG, you can put this also in your bath water. It is wonderful. Next, also I used a cup as well of the Listerine. I like to use the original flavored one, the color, the golden one, because it does not stain your feet. And I also put in a cup of this hydrogen peroxide, 3% of hydrogen peroxide. And all of these are wonderful antiseptic properties that is great for the fungus, and it's good to do every single day. Now what we're getting ready to do now is to scrub his feet. Before working on the toenails, we just want to scrub the foot and get it ready. And I'm just gonna focus on scrubbing the top part of his feet. And what I'm using is a nice little scrub brush that I got from Dollar Tree, and this is perfect coarseness for the feet. They call this a face brush, really, but it's too hard for my face, so I decided to use this for his feet. Now I'm going to focus on the other foot while this one continues to soak, and I'm going to do the same. And what I'm doing now is just concentrating on loosening up whatever dead skin might be around the foot. Woo, your feet will love this. I tell you, the smell is so medicated, and you just know it is doing its thing. It's loosening up all that dry, dead skin, and it's disinfecting the feet and getting rid of all of that fungus. It's killing it. All right, so now what I want my model to do, okay, put this foot right here. Okay, so yes, this tea tree oil solution has really been working on the fungus underneath the toenails, and it's gotten to the point where the toenails are now starting to grow out to a different color. All right, and they also went down. They're not as lifted as they was in the beginning. Okay, so it's really working on the fungus. Now what I'm doing now is just pretty much going through the nail, removing whatever fungus is loose cuticles. So I'm just cleaning it out. The same things they do when we get our pedicures, ladies. Blood, tears, sweat. So I'm just going to continue going around the cuticles, getting rid of everything, all the loose skin, all the dead skin, all the fungus, whatever might be on top, and just clear that out. Okay, and I'll come right back and show you the next step. All right, welcome back, YouTube. So far what I've done was cleaned out some of the particles that was under the toe, and I also cleaned the cuticles using my cuticle remover. All right, I love this little tool right here. It really cuts all the little cuticle stuff around the toenails. It cuts it right off. And I was even able to scoop out some of the fungus underneath the toenail. Now this is what's so important about this antiseptic tug bath. It is to help disinfect and loosen up that fungal nail. And each time you stick your feet in it, it is like a medicated tub bath of antiseptics to help kill the fungus. So if you do this consistently, it will definitely work. It will definitely heal your toe. Each time you go in, you should either go in with a hard bristle brush. And I say hard, not soft. Either that or a toothbrush. Okay, a nice firm toothbrush. Nothing soft or medium. And this is to help lift up all the stuff underneath the toenail. All right, so what I'm doing now is I'm going to just dry his toenails, well, actually his feet. And each time you do your, you take your shower or your tub bath, you should go in between your feet, because sometimes your feet might be a little pressed together and all of that moisture and water is still sitting in there. And then that's a problem too, because then you end up with that little white stuff in between your feet. All right, so now what I'm going to do, I cleaned it up as much as possible. Cleaning it up a little. Now, the rest of his foot, I mean, it looks so good. With a little bit of the flaking still going on from the foot sock that we did. And that's to be expected, because it's going to eventually peel all of the skin off. And remember, it was all dark patches over here. So this has really improved, where the top of his feet and also the sole of his feet are looking wonderful. Okay, but like I said, it's still flaking minimally because of the stuff that we use. Now what I'm going to do is I'm putting my mixture on his feet. Like I said, I filled this up to 3/4 of it with jojoba oil with maybe 1 teaspoon of tea tree oil. But what you're going to do each day, and I recommend to do this twice a day, is to put this over the toenail as well as under the toenail and even between the toes. And what we're going to do is leave this on for at least 10 minutes. Alright, so now we're doing the other foot. Alright, so what we're going to do now is go in with some more of our tea tree and jojoba oil mixture. And we're going to go in on the top as well as underneath, getting all the signs of foot fungus, and use it liberally, okay? It will not hurt your feet if you use more than you should. Alright, so I'm going to let my model sit here and soak for 10 minutes with the tea tree oil mixture, and then we'll come back for the next step and I'll show you what to do. See you soon. All right, YouTube, so we're back. Now, what we're getting ready to do is use our toothbrush. And what we're gonna do is go into the toenail with the toothbrush. And so far what we've used was my tea tree oil and jojoba oil mixture that my model has been using liberally. And we put it in between the toenails as well as on the top and in between the fungal area. All right, so with this now, after 10 minutes, what we're gonna do is take each toe individually and do what we've been doing so far, and that's just brush and loosen up all of the fungus underneath the toenail. Now, one thing you have to be very careful is to be very gentle with the person, because even though you're cleaning the fungus and all the cuticles and everything, it might be a little sensitive in the areas that you're working on, so you just got to be very mindful when you're using tools on them. And what I'm going to do now is also just put a little bit more. And then after that, you can either wrap your feet with some cellophane and then put it in a sock just to keep it for the night. All right? And we're gonna do the same for this foot. Now what I've noticed with one of his toenails is that it loosened up a lot of the fungus underneath to the point where I was able to see a hole under the nail. And that's a good thing. That means it's loosening up all the fungus, or at least under that nail, which I think this is the nail right here. And if you consistently do this every day, which is why I say you gotta soak your feet every day, at least 10 minutes in the antiseptic solution, and then every day, at least twice a day, use your tea tree oil and jojoba oil solution on top of your nail, underneath in the fungal area. So this way it helps to combat the fungus. It loosens it up as you're using your bath, your antiseptic bath. All right, so what I did was I continued using my solution of the mixture of the tea tree oil and the jojoba oil. And what I've done was so far put it all between the toes, okay, as well as on top and in between underneath the toes. So I've already went in after 10 minutes and we brushed out whatever fungus is underneath the toenail, all right? And then after that I applied some more of the tea tree oil mixture just so that it can stay like this for the rest of the evening. And what you can do is either wrap your feet with some plastic saran wrap and then wrap your foot with a sock, okay? And that's in the evening once you're relaxing and everything. Toenails are really coming along. They're not as perforated as they were before. So as we're doing our soaks, okay, it's getting rid of the fungus under the toenail, and the toenail is actually going down. And also what I've noticed is his toenails is clearing up. The big one is actually showing some good clean nail popping out. All right, and what I told my model to stop doing was to stop clipping his nails because he was really chopping them down to almost niblets. All right, and even this toenail right here, the big one, you can see a different color nail popping out. So as we are treating these feet, treating the fungus, the nail is now showing signs of healing. And all of this takes place with a good healthy diet as well as being consistent with your foot treatments. All right, so that's exactly where we are. We're going to be very consistent with our foot treatments. And this is what it looks like as of now. All right, the toenail top is still discolorated, but that's all right, because eventually as we continue with our tea tree oil, it will definitely start healing. As you can see, like on this foot right here, you see the two-tone colored nail. but that first toenail is starting to change. All right, and on this foot right here, but that first toenail, as you can see, is also starting to change. So it takes time when you use a home remedy, but I tell you like this, it's a lot safer than the prescriptions that they give you at the pharmacy, because those have horrible side effects that has a lot to do with your liver. So you really do not want to go that route. You really want to try to heal your foot a more natural way. All right, and God gave us everything on this earth to heal our bodies, so this is what we're going to use. And this is much safer and more effective, but it takes time. And all you got to do is be patient to know that, all right, it's going to heal itself. All right, so I'm going to also include in this video some clips of the things and steps that he went through, the things that his foot has been through, the shedding of the skin to get to this point right as it is now. And it's a whole lot better than what it looked like in the beginning. So yes. All right, you guys, so thank you so much for joining us again on this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below. And I will also include the recipe for this tea tree oil mixture that you can use on your foot every day, twice a day, as a bacterial antiseptic to get rid of the fungus underneath your toenail. All right, well, thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.